Habibi, you won't believe what a simple step it is. I always thought that Labneh was some major project. It just had to be in my mind because of the incredibly thick, delicious, luscious Labneh that my mom always had on our table. But I still wanted to learn because it's such a special and important Lebanese tradition. I was shocked to discover that Labneh is made in one simple step. And Labneh is simply strained yogurt. It's the same as Greek yogurt, maybe a little bit different in flavor in that Labneh has more tang, a little bit more complexity than plain Greek yogurt. What you need to do this is a strainer. This is just a basic strainer that every kitchen should have. This one is a fine mesh strainer, which is wonderful, but you don't have to have a fine mesh strainer. If you have a strainer that you use when you drain pasta, that will work fine as well. And we're going to place in it whole milk yogurt. And I have whole milk yogurt today, but you can use yogurt with any level of fat. So you can use non-fat yogurt, you can use just 2%, whatever you want to do there is fine. Whole milk yogurt, of course, gives it a much richer complexity. So that's what I love to use for my Labneh. Gonna take a cloth, a thin kitchen towel, clean, and place that in the strainer. I'm using paper towel. You can do that. I really do like to use paper towel because it's such easy cleanup. You don't have to then wash your towel. But my mom always used a handkerchief, which is of course very thin, and one of my dad's hankies. He kept it in his pocket at all times, except when she was using it to make Labneh. He had lots of them, of course. But we're using that as a barrier, which is why you don't need the fine mesh strainer. The cloth or the paper towel, ink-free, will create a nice barrier when you put your yogurt in. So it's as simple as this. Pouring, I do have some whey, which is the liquid that we're draining off of the yogurt. And I'm just spooning it in to the lined strainer, keeping it within that lining there. And you can see that I've placed the strainer over a bowl, which is going to catch the whey, which has all of the probiotics and calcium really that you can get from your yogurt. Maybe not all, but quite a bit of it. So you can do something else with that probiotic, with that whey after it's drained off. But you want to catch it, and you can do that by putting this over a bowl. And then on top, put another either towel, clean towel, or that simple little piece of paper towel and press it down. And that, my friends, is it. You're going to just leave it alone and forget about this yogurt for the next day or two while the whey drains off. And you can leave it for 12 hours, 24 hours, even 48 hours. And with each long length of time that you leave it, it's going to get thicker and thicker. I usually do about a day for my yogurt. So we'll set that aside. And I just want to show you some that I've already made. This yogurt has been straining for a full 24 hours. So you can see the amount of whey that has been left here. And I might put that in a brine for meat or a marinade because it has that acidic quality to it. And you can see too that I used a different kind of strainer for this one. This is just a regular strainer that I'll use for cooked vegetables or pasta. Very simple. And gonna just flip. I've got this top piece of paper towel. I'm gonna set that aside, and you can see that beautiful Labneh here inside. And I'm gonna, you know, this paper towel is kind of fragile at this point, so I'll just turn it over into a bowl like that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it is really very thick. And then pull the paper towel off, making sure that I've gotten all of it off. And then we want to smooth it out. It will perhaps have a little bit of lumpiness to it. This actually looks really good. I use a whisk then to smooth it out. Actually, it looks like whipped cream here. Glorious. Very, very nice. Using a little elbow grease. And if you want, you can also run this through a fine mesh strainer, and that will also be, you can press it through with a plastic, rubber spatula. That will also work some of the lumps out. Aunt Hilda put it in her mixer with a whisk attachment and went at it to get the lumps out of her Labneh. But this is a really good time to taste the Labneh and see if it needs a little bit of flavoring, maybe. Really rich, really good. I do want to add some salt, just a nice pinch, heavy pinch of salt there. That was probably about a teaspoon. And then you could always also add a squeeze of lemon to add some additional tang to get that classic Labneh flavor. I'm just going to stir that in, clean spoon. And to store this now, you will put it into a little Tupperware like this and put a paper towel over that in the refrigerator. And the paper towel, you know, when you buy Greek yogurt or Labneh, often there is that layer of paper on it. That's to absorb the whey so that it doesn't get so liquidy on top. And you can do the same at home with your Tupperware. And to plate the Labneh, which really is so much fun, get a nice bowl. This is just a small bowl, but I'm going to do the classic well in the middle of the bowl with my spoon. Doesn't that look beautiful? It's super, super rich. And then I'm going to grab my olive oil. I have a lot of beautiful Lebanese extra virgin olive oils on maureenaboudmarket.com that you can try out. They're pure and delicious, and that really is a key aspect to serving Labneh. You can put a little spice on top. This is za'atar spice. You could also use dried mint. I have wonderful mint salts, my own spice line, Maureen Aboud Market, and those are great too. And then eat your Labneh with vegetables, with grilled meats, but of course just a piece of bread dipped in makes, ooh, it didn't want to come to me. Here we go. A delicious bite. Kalamata olives. You will be happy. With that. So, so good. Thick, creamy, luscious Labneh in one simple step. If you want to make your own yogurt, I'd love to show you how to do that. And you can catch my video giving you step-by-step simple instructions for making homemade yogurt yourself. So I'll see you in the next video. Love to have you subscribe as well. I post every week, and we can cook our wonderful Lebanese traditional recipes together.